Welcome everybody, my name's Bajerski. I've been accused of being a shill. I've been accused of being an amazing healer. I've been accused of being dark and demonic. I've been accused of being nothing more than a businessman selling crystals, oils and snake oil. I've also been accused of selling the most powerful crystals in the world. I've been accused of talking BS. I've been accused also of talking truth. I've been accused of being a gatekeeper in this world. And I've also been accused of being an amazing psychic for thousands of clients. I've been accused of being a kind person. I've also been accused of being the worst person on this planet. I say these things because on a daily basis I'm accused of many things. The one thing that I can say is that I'm no different from you. Hold your hand up if you haven't been accused of either good or bad. So the question is, what do we do with that? What do I do with that? I spent many of years trying to understand why I was accused of all of these things, and within some of the accusations there were definitely truths in there, but I could see that when they were negative they were definitely influenced and twisted. And then I started recognizing that those that sent negative messages and said the most hateful things, I wanted to know why. What is it that I have done to cause this? Have I sold them a crystal that maybe it was too much for them and they couldn't afford, and now they're regretting it? Could it be an oil that they used and I don't know, they broke and dropped the bottle, or they didn't feel anything? What was it about these people? You soon find out that they're not invested in anything that you've done. They've never bought a crystal or an oil or an incense. In fact, all they've ever done is just seen you and then instantly judged you, accused you of something. It was never anybody that actually came here for 4 days and learned pure energy healing, or came for a psychic reading or a spiritual reading or a healing session. Far from it. Because they were the ones who accused me of love and healing and strength, and that their life had changed. Not always for the better, but they had to go through what they needed to go through from that moment on, and they had the strength to do that. No, the ones who accused me of the negative had no clue of who I am at all. That was a pattern that I often saw, especially being in the public eye. So that was interesting. So that led me to a place where, well, these people don't even know me. So why am I focusing on these people? Well, my first mentor told me it was good to question everything. And that was a brainwashing. That was very dangerous. Because if you question everything, regardless whether you know it's real or not, you can be pulled into that very negative energy. So after 9 months of questioning everything, I threw the book away and said, I'm not going to question anything. I'm going to trust in the instinct, the gut feeling, the intuition, and know what is important in life. Focus on the things that bring you joy, and always focus on truth, on fact, reality. What is fact is subjective, of course, but my truth, my experience. Does this mean anything to you as I'm speaking, or does it sound gibberish? What do you do when you're attacked? How do you focus? Because there's a double-edged sword. I'm not listening to anything you say. Well, we get where we are right now. The world is where it is right now because we have chose to ignore and not listen to certain people. So that doesn't always work. So as part of my understanding of life, yes, I chucked the book away. But I'm always aware, as I'm walking the tightrope, I'm always aware of the positive and the negative. They're both equal in my book. What do you mean? You just said you chose to ignore it. You're not looking at it anymore. No, I look at it, but it doesn't affect me as it did do once. Why? Because I've come to the understanding that when somebody sends negative thoughts, it's good to look at it and say, well, am I like that? Did I do anything to upset them? And if you're honest and look at it and say, well, maybe I'm just a reflection of how they're feeling. So they're sending their hate or their anger or their fear or their unknowing of the world and uncertainty of it and all the other stuff. You can just let that go. But there are times that somebody will say something which might be a bit derogatory or negative, and, I'll look at, hey, this guy talks too much. I do. I talk a lot. I like to talk because I don't spend too much time out there talking to other people, because I choose to look after my energy. So this is a great way of doing two things, really. I don't like saying killing two birds with one stone. That's an awful, I don't even know where that came from. But I like to share, and at the same time, I can release. So sometimes I'll do a video where it's, oof, Jesus Christ, Mark, that was heavy. Yeah, sorry about that. But sometimes I feel I want to vent and let it out and share it with the world. Not only to help you find balance, but also keep you on your toes, I can share love and light with you all day long. That's really easy. That's really easy. I can just go into love and light right now. You want me to do that right now? And then I'll show you the other side. So I'll go into love and light now, okay? Just take a deep breath. And as you take that deep breath through your nose, remember that Mother Earth creates an energy that is given to you with each breath that you take. Release out of the mouth and clear out all the negativity that you've felt and seen and heard in these past few weeks, and blow it out. Breathe through the nose again, all the power from the spirit world that is given to you through the breath of life, helping you awaken your intuition. Blow out all the suffering, all the trauma that you had as a child that doesn't belong to you anymore. The breath of life is one of the most important things. And just like eating, very few people in this world focus on their food. Long gone is conscious eating and conscious breathing. But if you spend a few moments a day on conscious breathing, you'll find that you will clear and you will feel stronger. And with this beautiful energy that you intake and you appreciate, you can multiply that air, that frequency inside your body, so it expands. So your frequency, your vibration, your chi prana expands, and then you feel great. That's why people like Wim Hof understand breathing. Dr. Emoto understands energy and how powerful you are. The written word, love, healing, kindness, joy. Write that all over your body as you close your eyes now. Write love across your forehead. Tattoo it in a spiritual manner so only you see it and know it's on you. Tattoo joy on both your arms. Happiness across your chest. Love on your tongue. Kindness on your eyelids, and see them. And most of all, a huge tattoo across your backbone saying no one has the power over me. these things may sound a little bit silly, but when you truly mark yourself in a spiritual way, you become, because words are spells and powerful. But never forget, you are one in this cosmos that nobody is. Nobody can compete with you. Nobody can copy you. Nobody can challenge you. For the gifts that lie within you are so very divine and special. Whether you know that right now or one day, you are. The secret of life that I've come to understand is to walk a path of happiness and joy, waving goodbye to the pain and suffering that lies within, finding a way to come to some kind of realization, the forgiveness, the acceptance of your mother, father, brothers, sisters, lovers, strangers. I forgive. I let go. I will not allow any of that suffering anymore to hold me back, for it is that suffering that stops the awakening, the true divine flame that lies within you and grows stronger by every person you wave goodbye to who's ever held you back, who's ever not believed in you. So now the new path changes colour. So do you. I now choose friends who love me for who I am, so I can love them back for who they are. The friends become an energy of strength and power, of guidance, of comfort and support, and thus you become the same. So problems become less, burden becomes less, pain and suffering disappears, for there is nobody left for you to be the punch bag for, because you've let them be. Let them be. Don't hold on to them. Maybe the reason why they attack you is because you need to move forward. Maybe it's not a bad thing. Maybe it's just our wake-up call. Maybe it's staring us right in our face. Maybe the whole point of their anger and their pointing a finger is so that we become stronger and move forward without the full focus on understanding why, or being the victim of their pain and suffering. Maybe it's just there so that they're pushing us forward in another direction. Isn't that beautiful? Hey, I can't stand you. Thanks very much. See you later. Hey, I don't like what. See you later. Hey, yeah, see you later. And you find you become in a flow of navigating past all of this negativity, because they're all there to push you in a certain way till you get to where you need to be. So maybe they're all beautiful ways of pushing us forward. But maybe what many of us do is fall into the trap and stay in that energy. We never get out of it. And we suffer, and we suffer. And yet all the time the spirit world is saying we're doing this so that you move. Maybe the signs are there and clear. Yeah, but the family. And? Yeah, but that was a friend. And? Yeah, but he did. And? Just keep going. And eventually your path changes. If you've ever heard some of the most beautiful stories in the world, it's because people had the strength to walk away. I know people who've been in marriages where they've been abused for 10, 15 years. And I know somebody who's been in a marriage, 2 or 3, for one day. One day, that's it. The husband raised their hand and then they were off. You raise your hand to me, that's my sign. I'm gone. Maybe friendships are only there for a certain reason. This is my friendship. We've learned so much from each other, but now the friendship's changed. You're not the same person anymore. There is no love and respect. There is only attack, mock, ridicule, pointing fingers, speaking behind your back. Okay, thank you. What do you mean? I'm being nasty. Yeah, I know. Thanks very much. See you later. Thank you very much for doing that. Thank you for helping me move forward. You know, Spirit's rejections, or our rejections, the Spirit's protections. I always get that wrong, but it's true. Our rejections. So it could be we're rejected. It could be we're hurt. It could be we're abused. But could that be the same, under the same umbrella as our rejections, our Spirit's protections? I don't like you, Matt Bajerski. You're this. Okay, thanks very much. Where's that delete button? Delete block. Has that affected me? Not at all. Could it affect me? Yeah, it could. How? Because I get involved in that very energy. It becomes personal. Then I become that. And then I become stuck. That becomes my tribe. I become infected. I become toxic. Why? Because I didn't listen to those rejections. So could it be that when you're accused of things, that it is only simply a way of moving forward and saying thank you for that? Time to move on. Time to move up. Time to grow your energy and see the light and walk a different path. And then all of a sudden those rejections, those pointing fingers, those abuses disappear, because you are molding your world in a most sophisticated and yet simple and beautiful thought process. Any negativity that comes to me, just keep moving. Let it be, because I guarantee you them who point fingers and who accuse and who ridicule and laugh and mock, it's never anything personal. It's just a simple way of helping you move forward. So thank you to every single person that mocked and ridiculed me, and that pointed a finger in a negative way, that abused me, that hurt me. Thank you very much. Because I am where I am right now, and I wouldn't wish any difference to my path. I wouldn't wish any changes. All that what I went through has made me who I am. Good and bad. They're all energies. They're all experiences. And ultimately, eventually, if you're going through the pain and that suffering now, I guarantee you, you will end up in happiness and joy. And most of all, the greatest experience. And that experience is the whole reason why we come into this physical body, to feel. I don't want to talk about the negative. I want to just leave it on this positive. But I could talk about negative things now and bring you right back down, just to prove a point. But I guess you already understand the point. The point is, whatever you see and feel and hear from people around you, from the black screen, from what you're being programmed every day, ultimately the choice is yours. What do you want to focus on? What do you want to hear? Who do you want to listen to? What do you want to suffer? How long for? Always remember the Buddha. Good guy. Or maybe not. Was he a good guy? I don't know. What would you say to somebody sat under a tree for 20 years? But did he sit under a tree for 20 years? Has all of history been a lie to us? Who knows? But I like one thing that he said, and it stuck with me forever. And that is, pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional. So if you've been suffering all your life till this moment, repeat these words. Pain is inevitable, but suffering is optional, which simply means it's up to you. Be the victim or be the lion. Grow stronger, than the suffering and pain. I know which I choose every day. I'm wishing you all a lovely day, guys. From the bottom of my heart, it was just a chat, just between you and me. And I want you to know that you are amazing, that you are rare and powerful. And the first step to awakening your gifts, your amazing path of life and joy, and leaving all that suffering behind, is that first step towards letting go of all negativity and suffering and everybody else's weakness. So focus on yourself today. That is not selfish. That is the most important path of life. Look at all those of history. The Jesuses, the Buddhas, all those who left their home to find their path. There is something in this that we all need to do. Become your best friend today and make that journey. Take care. Have a great day from my heart to yours. I'll talk to you soon.